an app that made people angry was also bringing people together.
I mean, real angry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I have no control over this at all. I don't even hit on sneakers app either, and I still don't. They're like, oh, you out of here? Boop.
Yo, I ran Mask and Glove down into the freaking ground. Like, I think I could
I love that.
sing the entire album.
Go ahead.
DJ
They're like,
Deniece?
it's you. I'm like, that's not me. He's been spelling it wrong for years. And like, he didn't know. He had no clue. He's like, damn, I've been spelling it wrong for this many years. I'm like, yeah, bruh. It's way more ghetto than that. It's Deniece.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to My First Kicks. This is episode 204, and this week I bring back one of my favorite guests that I've spoken to during the Zoom days. This is before I switched over to Zencaster, but none other than the sneaker songstress herself, Tiona Deniece.
What's up?
What up, yo?
What up? It's been, we're finally face to face.
Face to face. Now you can feel the energy that I try to
overly. Now, because the energy's a little.
Yeah.
I'm joking. No, I'm kidding.
The energy I try to like push over on Zoom, like overcompensate when
it was
you're
still
not
a vibe though.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
I want people to feel like they're part of this. So the first question I have to hit you with.
You jumping right in.
Right in.
Sheesh. Okay.
When is the album dropping?
That's a wonderful question. Sips tea. Like, honestly, the first single is gonna be coming out hopefully next month.
Mm-hmm.
But I got something really special. That's why I'm here this weekend, because I've got something really special that I'm cooking up.
Okay.
So, you know what? Do I want to tell you?
I mean, this dropping next Friday.
I can't. Unfortunately, I gotta wait. But I do have a hat that's coming out.
Right.
With Hat Club.
Mm-hmm.
And so that hat will be announced in the beginning of February.
You told me what it was.
Yeah, I told you what it was because I felt bad. But I didn't show it to you, right?
You didn't show it to me.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, not sorry. But nah, so I'm here shooting some of the visuals for it.
That's
and
fire.
I got some fire coming.
Mm-hmm.
I collaborated. I did some music with it. So it's going to be dope.
Ooh.
It's going to be dope. I'm
Yo, one thing I love when you posted that you were a Hat Club ambassador was that like when I first started, like, I'm not like really in the hat community, but like I know, right now, but like I don't like. I'm not like in it, like
right,
I dabbled, like I got a couple people that I mess with, like shout out to the City Boys, shout out. They always like my stuff. But I'm a big Mets fan. So like I only wear Mets hat.
Okay.
I'm making a Mets hat with Ren Arts. We're dropping that. Should be next month.
Okay.
But not to stomp all over the Hat Club, but when I first started jumping into like being at like hat events, stuff like that, I have like barely see women, and then we're starting to see women come in.
Yeah.
Like shout out to the Mariposa. I don't know.
Yeah. Isn't she? She's with Lids, right?
Yeah, but she also is in part of that like.
Okay.
That,
she's
like,
part of
AMS's like community and stuff like that, or like short shooter stuff.
Yes,
she makes hats as well.
Yep.
This like, I think it's like I love it, and then now with you, it's
we outside.
The gangster version of this.
Picture me a gangster, man. Oh my god. So I'm not like serious enough for that. Like,
but the shots though, the shots is like I feel like you just about to be like I got the 4-5 ready.
Don't mess with me.
Nah, yeah. I mean, look, I think it's the vibe is that, and if you haven't, or if it's your first time seeing this episode, just know T pulled up. And we talked about her whole history, right? We went from beginning to end. Yeah. We talked about your time in Catholic school.
Not Catholic school, private school.
Private school,
Close.
sorry.
Close, but we didn't, but
yeah, I just remember the uniforms.
We didn't have any uniforms.
No?
Nope, we did not have uniforms. Dang, what episode is this?
This was a long time ago.
Same shit that was not even real.
Look, I remember you being like, I was on the bus.
It was a minute. I wasn't even on the bus.
So then how'd you go?
So, okay, my grandmother used to take me to school.
Yes,
I would take like the metro home.
Right.
But my grandmother would take me to school because there was no way I was getting up on time to take the bus.
Yes, like, yeah. You would go, yes. And then I was right about bus.
You were close, yes. Not the cheese bus though.
No, I was talking about regular bus.
We was on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running them up.
running for sure up the hill to get to that motherfucker. Can you curse?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, oh gosh.
No, it's all good.
Beat me out.
We're not monetized yet. It don't matter.
Say whatever.
But no, the hat club, like you showing up, like doing your hat, the beef and buffalo,
Buff and Bach.
Buff and Brock.
You just,
I'm messing it
you
all up.
nervous? You all right?
No, I'm not nervous.
Because you messing up everything. I went to Catholic school. My hat is called the broccoli and cheese.
To be honest, I confuse private school and Catholic school all the time.
I get it though. I'm really just messing with you, but I get it.
Oh yeah, bust my chops.
It's all right. It's cool. We still love you.
I try to cop the Buff and Brock. I even try to get the damn shirt too.
The shirt, I mean, the shirt was like a limited run just to see. Like, unfortunately, the way that we did the release, if I would have done it like prior to the hat, or like if there were more units of the hat available, then it probably would have, But whatever. Yeah, the hat. There's still a lot of people that are pissed off at me because of that hat. Like,
because you only dropped like 7 hats, all right?
It was 4. It was 4, and I took the last one actually, so it was
Crazy.
3 that went on. No,
Everybody's watching this like,
they're like 3 hats, goddamn. No, it wasn't a lot because it was my first one, so they wanted to see what would happen with it. But this next one, it will be more. I can't say how many, but it will be a little bit more than before. But I anticipate, having a hat. And I took the last one. Yeah. And I do anticipate it's gonna sell out though, because it is fire. Like, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I can't wait. Y'all probably won't be able to see it until the shots come out, the music come out.
Listen, I got people in the hat club team that are mad at me right now. Shouts out to John. Like, he's like, you're not showing me this hat. Where is this hat? I'm like, nah, you just gotta wait though.
I'm with you on that. You gotta keep it, in the tuck, and then when people see it, then they be like,
because it's like a whole rollout.
Exactly.
And by the time this drops, so I can say this, I do have a special, so I have a text community with people that are just, part of it. I do giveaways on there from time to time, and I have not done one this year yet. You didn't join my text community?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know there was a text community.
Don't worry, we're going to change it. So I do giveaways. I gave away a pair of Gratitudes maybe last year. And then I gave away some Crep Protect packs and stuff like that. So I have another giveaway that I'm going to be doing, getting closer to this hat drop. So that's probably going to come out like the very end of January, beginning of February. So
I mean, look, that's very dope, because I feel like there was that, I don't know if you remember, there was this thing where you would what was the name? Was it called Communities or something like that? Where it was like all these like celebrity people were giving out a number, and then you would add it.
Yeah,
I remember
I
had it. Yeah, I had Diddy on there. I still had. Look, this was, and I look.
Giving away Vaseline.
I mean, I would hope not, but all he would do is like, he would send you like these long texts in the morning, just being like, this is love, and it's all love. And you'd be like, man, fall from grace, baby. Fall from grace.
That's such an interesting situation. I plead the fifth on that one.
No, yeah, I mean, I've never went to any of the parties. I was never invited.
I was never cool enough, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
there's certain things that I'm all right with missing.
I'm good. Right. I'm very good.
Yeah, you guys enjoy. I'm just my business.
But I definitely want to, we talk about your time with Hat Club right now, but before you were on our favorite app, hosting a show, and it came to an end, but. And if you
wait, what ended?
The Sneakers Live show.
It ended? Oh shit! Let me make some phone calls. What do you mean it's over? What?
I mean, unless you're telling me it's not over.
I mean, you never know. You never know.
Right? Yeah. And what I wanted to know, because this was a lot of people's like first introduction and like knowing who you were in terms of just like, oh man, you're showing off these sneakers, the sneakers I really want, and give like the whole like, shock drops and stuff like that on the app, and everybody around the sneaker community really got around to that and finding about you and Jamerson and Will and Lucian. Sorry, I always say his name wrong. So it was very like interesting how an app that made people angry was also bringing people together.
I mean, real angry. Be like, I'm sorry. I have no control over this at all. I don't even hit on sneakers app either, and I still don't. They're like, oh, you out of here? Boop. So, okay.
But I like, that run, it felt like it was super fun, and watching on the app and getting to interact and try to ask questions, even though it was only like one question.
We didn't have any control over that.
Nah, yeah. But what was, when that came to the end and you trying to figure out what was next, like, how did that feel?
Like with anything that you love, when you aren't doing it anymore, you're gonna be sad. So I was definitely sad. Like being on Sneakers Live and being with the guys and those are the best times of my life. Like every time I'd be in the city, I'd do the show, I'd be with Jam. Jam is like my brother. Like I absolutely love him to death. And he and I still talk. I'm hoping to see him while I'm here. If not, I'm just gonna go to his house and just knock on the door like, excuse me. What?
Where's my leader's vest?
Right? What are we talking about? So I'm very thankful for all of those moments, because it taught me a lot about like my talent and how far, like what else I can do,
Yeah.
And then after that, like I left it up to God, really. But that's how I moved, though. Like I let him. There was a time where I thought that I can control everything. And that I can do this, and if it doesn't work out, it's my fault. Like I'm at a place now where, you know what, if it's not for me, there's a reason behind it. He's either gonna, like I said in another interview I had, he's either gonna replace it or with something better or something different, move me in a different direction. And this whole experience and what I've been doing now has just been a lot of hosting, still working on my content, diving back into my music, and just like falling in love with it all over again, and just, utilizing the relationships that I've made and creating new ones and just making it work. So it's been ups and downs, of course, like with anything, but I'm really in a place of just gratitude. My word for the year is gratitude.
Yeah.
So like everything that could go wrong, I just be like, okay, it could have been this.
Right.
Let me be thankful that it's not this, and let me just make the best out of this situation and just do what I know I can do. And whatever else is gonna happen, I'm gonna let God handle that, because this is not my control. Like, and that's it.
No, yeah. I mean, Jesus take the wheel, or God
literally take it, please. Because if I drive, we might not make it. I'll be on my way to see you sooner than I thought. So I'll just let you handle it, and you tell me what to do, and we just go from there. That's it.
Oh man, I mean, look, I've loved seeing the progression. I really wanted to talk about your time at the WNBA All-Star.
All-Star? Oh my God, It was so dope.
And
like the whole situation, like when I tell you, like I didn't plan it. The power, my word, like literally last year was really just speaking things into existence. And I spoke about it. I was like, I want to go to All-Star, but I didn't have an idea of how I was going to get there. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I didn't know what I was going to do out there. Nothing. And I got a call one day, and they were like, "You're in," and I'm like, "I'm in for what? Like, what?" And shout out to Jasmine over at Round 21. Like, she's such an amazing person. And I did an event. She was in Atlanta, and she hit me up. I was introduced to her by a mutual friend. Shout out to my boy Tef. And she had an event where I met a bunch of creatives. And I pretty much just told her everything that I wanted to do, because she wanted to know, because we were just like really getting to know one another. And I ended up going out to LA to do an event with them, kind of like a Songs from the Sneaker Room type vibe that they do. And from there, they got to see my talent, things like that. And she just was like, "Hey, you want to sing?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then like a couple of weeks after that, she was like, "They want you on the main stage." And I was like, "They want me on the what?" I was like, "On the main who?" And they're like, "Nah, they want you to perform on the main stage. So are you down to do it for both days?" And then we got on a call with them, and they were just like, "Yeah, we would love for you to do it. Like, are you down?" And I was like, "Hell yeah." Like, are you crazy? Miss, what time you need me to be there? Okay, great. And then we performed at the booth for Round 21 too. And that was probably the first time that they've ever had anybody like do a live performance there during All-Star Weekend like that, in that capacity. And it was great. One of the best moments though. So I'm up there and I'm singing, and these two little kids come running up to me. Yeah. And the little boy was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" Literally, I'm singing, and I'm just looking at him, and I was like, "Yeah." So I'm singing, we're taking this picture, I'm hugging the kids, and all this thing, and they walk off, and I'm just like, wow. I love kids. Like, that was just like, that was bold as hell, but I loved it. It was so dope. Like, and I have it on video, which I haven't posted yet, but it's fine.
You gotta post that video.
I gotta post it.
You gotta post that video. You were singing, like you didn't stop. Or you were
singing, hugging kids, smiling, laughing. You know.
Or you just like, or were you like, yeah?
It was like, oh, okay, come on. All right, bye. All right, where was I at? Like,
no, but I mean, like, because it's interesting. The way I seen the progression, like just seeing, you know, like as a friend, I don't know if you would consider me a friend, but
sure.
Okay. So as
you have my real number.
I
like,
know
we're locked in now.
We are.
That's it.
But watching that, like, you know, it was an idea that you were just like, I'm gonna just do this in my sneaker room. Like the fact you have a sneaker room is fire. It's
fire and also sad at the same time. Like maybe you need to stop buying sneakers. But who says that?
Exactly. We just keep feeding.
Yeah,
like give me that. That's coming out this year.
Listen, there's not a lot of things that can make us happy nowadays, right? There's so many things going on, and a lot of things that are happening that are meant to break us. So if that's what you love and that's something that makes you happy, like who's to tell you that you can't have 1,000 pairs of sneakers? Like,
right? Yeah.
I don't. But I'm just saying, like,
900,
just 998. We're not at 1,000. But no, real talk, like,
right.
Who's to say that? Like, you have to do what makes you happy because there's so many things in this world that are not.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you gotta listen. If I die tomorrow, I know I can't take my sneakers with me, but I can at least say I did what I loved. So that.
Right. And I mean, and you work within your passion too. So it's
then that shit's crazy. Like I still like, I'm so like thankful, and the fact that like people really want to hear what I have to say about sneakers and they really like value my opinion. I'm like, you care about what I think? Okay. Like it's still wild. Like but I'm so thankful for it.
You're at a further place than I am, and I'm like, you really care what I got to say? I'm like I don't. Okay.
We want to know. What do you think? No, it's cool. Like it's such a great feeling. Like when I go places and people recognize me, and we have a conversation about stuff. And I had one person reach out to me that was following me when I used to do Kicks of the Day Friday.
Right, yeah.
Like when I used to do that. And that started off because at my job that I was working at, we couldn't wear sneakers. I can only wear them on Fridays. So I was like, oh, we about to be fly every Friday.
Yeah.
And that's where I started Kicks of the Day Friday and just made it into this Instagram story thing. And things just kind of went from there. And they followed me since then. And they're just like, yo, I'm so proud of you. Like all the things that you're doing, I remember back when. And I'm just like, damn, that's wild. Hug me. Let's be friends forever.
For real. You've been here with the journey. You've been
on the journey.
Yeah, you've been on the journey.
I apologize if I was ever boring.
Never that. You know, because like that'll be. It's interesting because you have two parallel lives you're living, right? You got the songstress, you know, the ballads. You know, you've been doing your damn thing, and like you know, starting off in the church, and then like that where you've progressed that into an album drop and working with Flea, like, you know, and now you've gotten this height of like sneaker community height where people are just looking at it. But I mean, might be a hard question. Which do you love more?
Ooh, so here's the thing. People ask me that and I can't really answer it. But
I'm talking about when people come up to you. Sorry.
Okay.
Which do you love more, when people love the music that you've done, or, you know, what you've brought to the sneaker community?
It doesn't matter. Love is love. Like when people, it's funny because you have the people that have known me from the beginning, from when I was doing stuff with Griselda and from all of those things, my album with Flea, all of that. You have those people that have seen my progression from the very beginning, and then me bringing into my sneaker love and all that stuff into what I was already doing with the music. And that's just a different love, because I'm like, dang, like you were really there from the beginning. Like you really know your stuff. And then you have the people that kind of came in when I was really focusing more on my sneaker stuff and I didn't have as much music stuff going on, but they still respect the music because I'm you know, bringing both of my worlds together with everything that I've been doing lately. And it's just, I don't know. I can't say I love one over the other. It's just a different level of respect. It's like, wow, you really did your homework, or you really been rocking with me for this long. And that's just like a blessing, because there's a lot of people that do what I do that don't have that. So it's just like, wow, are you okay? Are you good? Like, you know, it's cool.
So real quick, because I want to give you a flower. So when you came on, I mostly knew you from your sneaker stuff, and like, and I'm pretty sure you saw how much I freaking retweeted and was like about like, yo, I ran Mask and Glove down into the freaking ground. Like I think I could
I love
probably
that.
sing the entire album.
Go ahead. No, I'm joking.
No, on the spot.
Like,
yeah, I was like, all right, hold on.
It's like, wait, what?
All I remember is the first ad lib, Mask and Glove. Like it's just shout out for you.
Singing while I'm driving. Yeah, I love it.
Oh yeah, and then I put it on my playlist too when I was doing playlists. I do got to get back to that. Sorry if you follow from my
We
playlist.
need playlists.
Yeah, but that like I'm such one of those. I'm a curious person where it's like I found you from this. Oh, but you do this, and I was recently like listening to something where I wonder about that. Do people still have that? Like, are people finding you from sneakers, or are people finding you from music and then jumping on to the other? Because, you know, the whole thing of this podcast is like, there's a through line. Like, it's interesting when you work in two different worlds, but they actually like people are gonna pull up. Yeah, people gonna pull up with fresh kicks to your shows. You know,
for
like
sure.
so it's like I'm wondering, do you see that? Do you see that like that crossover, that through line where they're like, yo, I found you from your music. I love the sneaker stuff. And then, you know, now I'm copping your grails. I love these. Like, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah, I have. And I did a show in DC a couple of years ago. And that's so crazy. It's a couple of years ago. Like life is moving so fast. But anyway, I feel like
you were on here 3 years ago.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And we're back. You didn't have nobody else? No, I'm joking. But I did a show 3 years ago in DC, 2 or 3 years ago. Everything's like a blur. But 2 or 3 years ago, did the show, and it was literally a mix of both of my worlds. Like I was telling people to pull up in your flyers kicks. We're gonna talk kicks for a little while, and then I'm gonna do my show.
Yeah.
So and people that came out, like it was a great show. Had a lot of people that came up in sneakers. We had a giveaway for somebody who had the flyers kicks on, and that just proves to me that people do rock with what I'm doing, and they see what I'm trying to do, and they love it. So I'm gonna keep doing it.
So speaking of kicks, you know, I asked you to bring a pair, but do you want me to go first, or do you want to go?
You can go first.
I can go first. All right.
What you got?
All right. So
Kind of got a sneak peek, but tell me.
so basically,
You got big feet, yo.
I do. I'm a size 13.
Dang.
Thanks.
Sorry, no shade.
So, if y'all been following me, around like 2-3 years ago, around the same time you jumped on the pod, I used to do these things called kick talks, and I wanted to bring back like the idea of like remembering old sneakers, but like remembering old sneakers and putting people who are newer into this, like having them find out.
Yeah.
So this shoe originally came out in 2006. I used to do the loop around here in New York, where I would go to like DQM, Supreme Clientele. Clientele.
Like clientele?
Yeah. I used to call it Supreme Clientele only because of the Ghostface album. I used to
and
go in there.
Clientele is
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Zelda.
yeah, so boom, 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 boom. But there's a store that was, I want to say like co-owned by Mr. Stash, called North Recon, and it's the store next to Kith. There's like a store next to Kith
Yeah.
that now sells like toilets, I think now.
Oh.
And that used to be the North Recon.
Because those are things that you need to go.
You gotta go. You know, it's expensive. I mean, you get a Japanese one, it's talking to you, it's singing to you.
Dang, really?
Yeah, and
This is why I want to go to Japan. Like,
you gotta go to Japan.
Side note, not related. Listen, I've been on TikTok. Now that we're back, shouts out to TikTok. We're back for like 2 weeks, and then we're
75 days left.
Right.
Whatever, yeah.
Listen, don't take CapCut. You can do whatever you want to do with TikTok.
Facts.
But keep my CapCut, bro.
Please.
Like, please. But I found a workaround. But I can't say
Send
here.
it to me.
I gotta like tell you because I can't. If I try to like explain it, like sending it, it's not gonna work out.
All right.
Like tell you, but I say all that to say, I actually lost my train of thought just that quick.
You said Japan. You want?
Yes, I've been on TikTok. Thank you. And seeing all of these people in Japan, I got serious FOMO, and I'm like,
yeah,
I want to go so bad.
I'm trying to go this year.
I would love to go this year.
We need to do like a sneaker trip though.
No.
One time. Like
Who all coming?
Me, U, Will, FD, Jam, Kari?
Okay, Kari can come.
I'm trying to think of like
Key
for sure.
Key would be so fire in Japan.
Yeah.
I could so just see her there. She probably would
100%.
not come back.
I'm pretty sure there's probably like a small section of Japan where it's only like Michael Jackson stuff.
She would never come back.
She'd probably be like, I'm gonna buy a house right here.
She was like, I'll see y'all later. All right, bye.
I think that's I'll keep it kind of smallish.
Keep it tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that will actually rock with each other.
Cause Jesus.
All right. Pivot back to the sneaker. So Connor, if you can zoom in real quick.
Thanks, Connor.
Yep. These are the 2006 North Recon Dunks. These are my grails. One of my grails. I was gifted these by former co-host Iffy Nwadwe, and he was in town. We hung out, and he bought these for me a while ago, but he finally got them to me. I was surprised to actually have them in hand because that store means a lot to me. And I used to go in there every single day and just look at like the Stash 95s he had in the wall. He had the one night onlys in the wall. And I was always hoping that I was able to get these. And him gifting these to me were just absolutely just like, it just blew me away. And I appreciate grateful. I don't know if you, there you go.
I love that.
It's like, it's made with Stingray. You can zoom back out. It's made with Stingray on the front right here. This is back when Nike was still using animal material. So you get that real pebble leather.
Yeah, look at that pebble leather. Yeah.
You get that. It's Stingray. All these like soft black right here is all Stingray. And then, pebble leather.
These are very nice.
Yeah.
I see that you've worn them.
No, these were bought pre-owned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they've been worn.
They've been worn for sure.
But I love that though. It gives it character.
Mm-hmm.
Have you worn them yet?
Nope. I wanted to bring them out here.
Oh, that's special.
Just to do that.
Geez.
It's, you know what's real funny? So I posted these on our sneakers.
So nice.
And somebody was like, it's weird or, he's probably, shout out to the homie who saw this, but he was like, it's in the span of a week, I've seen 2 North Recons dunks get gifted, unless you're the same person. And then he edited his post and he's like, love the podcast. And I was like,
aha.
I was like, man,
You're doing something.
I'm doing something.
You're doing something. No, that's dope. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Aw. So it's my turn?
No, I mean, unless you want to talk about something else. I was gonna pivot and be like, you know, do you have a shoe like that where it's you go like you've been searching for it because it reminds you of something that is gone? Not to be grim, if there is something that's grim about it.
Right on the pod. Thanks. Awesome. Actually, yes, the shoes that I brought. Actually.
Okay, so let's do that. Switch them out.
These are my penny twos.
Yeah.
And what's funny about these? You want to zoom into these, Colin?
Connor.
All right. That's why he's like, I'm not zooming in.
Yeah.
I can't get my dang on name right. So.
You want me to hold them?
You just want to touch my shoes. These are, and you can zoom back out, Connor. I said it right?
Yeah.
See?
We working.
It just took a second. That's all. I knew it was a C. These are special to me because these were one of the first pairs of sneakers that I hooped in. Mm-hmm. And obviously I don't have my original ones because for those that have been following me for a while, a lot of y'all know that I lost a lot of my sneakers.
Right, yeah.
Because my grandmother had like a fire, my grandmother had dementia. And this is before we really knew what was going on with her. And she had a fire and I lost some things, including my sneakers. I was like, thanks, Graham. That's wonderful. But I had to really replenish a lot of my sneakers. So I don't really have a lot of my older ones. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to put my fits together because y'all know I pack late. Well, that's a different conversation or a different day. I'm tired of y'all. But anyway, I packed late and I was like, damn, I got to put together some shoes to bring to the pod. And I was like really struggling. And I was like, you know what? Oh, this will match. Okay, come on, let me grab these. So I actually rebought a pair of these. I had been, you know, like you want something and something is nostalgic, but then other things get in the way and you kind of forget about it. Mm-hmm. I was in DC for, this is back when SneakerCon used to do their panels and stuff.
Yeah, when it was fun.
Back when, but anyway, before they became political. But anyway.
Oh boy.
That was just an interesting moment.
And I'm glad I wasn't there for that one, because I would have been. Did you see Hulk Hogan get booed? That would have been me.
And I'm so sad because I really used to love Hulk Hogan.
I liked it to a point, because I was a big WCW guy.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, cool, Hollywood Hogan. But then NWO got really boring. But then when he came back to WWE, faced The Rock,
I used to
Hollywood.
Like WWE.
Yeah. But during that time, Rock Hogan, I was like, all right, I'm back in.
It was
then
just like the one little string of hair that he would just shake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let it go. Let it go.
At this point, them strands right there.
He was like,
that's doll hair now. That's doll hair now attached to that bandana.
Joint, like, that shit's stronger than the string I'm sliding on right now in my life right now. God dang. Shouts out to Hulk Hogan. Prayers for him.
No shouts out. Keep that beer over there.
You didn't hear what I said? Prayers to him.
Oh, prayers.
His
Okay.
family.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
you know,
Yes.
He needs Jesus. We all do. But anyway, back to the shoe. So I was out there in DC for that, and somebody had on a pair, and I was like, dang, I missed these. I really want to get them again. And I started searching for them, and I found these on GOAT for like $19.
Let's go.
And I was like, oh, I'm in the car. I'm buying them right there. Like $20. I got that. Send them to the crib. And they came without a box or whatever, which is fine. For $20, they could have definitely came without a box. I don't care. And yeah, I'm going to wear these again tomorrow. But these shoes were super significant in my life because there was a sneaker store in Buffalo. I can't think of the name of it. But it was in obviously Buffalo. And it was on Hurdle Avenue. Hurdle Avenue was like kind of like the Village of New York, kind of, but it was for us in Buffalo. So it was kind of like the artsy area, if you will.
Okay.
North of Buffalo. And there was a little sneaker store there, and there was this older man that worked the store, and it was just him in there, and he would always get like the fly kicks, and everybody would pretty much shop there, and he would take your picture and he would put it was Polaroids at the time. Damn, I'm dating myself. Y'all know I'm like 62.
Hey, Polaroids is coming back. So
they coming back, so technically
that was last week.
28.
Yeah.
So he would take your picture with the Polaroid and put it on the wall. And that was like a big moment for me. So I had my little Fila coat on or whatever, and I took my picture with my shoe. And I went back like a number of years later. Obviously, the store's not there anymore, but my picture was still on the wall. And that brought me back to this moment with these.
So I've never actually had a pair of these, but man, I want to ball in these so bad.
Right?
They got the little carbon fiber. Oh my God.
They were so good. And these are my babies, so... Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, did you watch Penny play? Like, were you a Penny person?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, Simply B got me beat as being like the biggest Penny fan. But
I'll put it on there. Yeah. We'll do a there, not a comparison, dude. Like a V whatever versus.
Pardon me. So she's a huge fan of Penny as well, and that's one of the things. That's why she's like a really good friend of mine. But I used to love Penny. Like, he was on my wall. You know, back in the day, you'd have posters of people on your wall. I don't know what kids do now. I don't know.
I don't even know.
What do they do now?
Maybe put them as their phone wallpaper.
Perhaps.
But then it's like, and then the kids now are just like RGB everything. So, yeah, I don't know if they're doing posters. When's the last time you seen a poster get sold? Maybe you should start doing posters.
You know, I frame a lot of those types of things. So it's not like I put them on my wall anymore, but if you ever come to my house, like, I have a lot of like pictures and posters and things like that. So I frame a lot of those things, but I would do a poster for sure.
Next album poster.
Maybe I'll do a poster. I mean, just like vinyl is coming back, and
Vinyl's
people,
coming back.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe I'll do posters.
Unless you're Makami. Makami is like, there's only vinyls.
I see.
It's like 100. What is it? It's like 100 and something dollars. Oh
yeah.
My God.
Vinyls are not cheap either.
I know. I paid $7. So shout out to Cavalier. He's the homie. He dropped his vinyl for a different type of time. I'm a big music fan. If you haven't seen the
word,
you know, if you didn't know,
no,
but He dropped his vinyl, and his vinyl was 70, and I paid it regardless. I was just like, here you go.
Well, you know what? If you really love something, again, if there's something that you love and you are a collector of something, like you're gonna pay the money for it. Like people spend money on crazier stuff, but if that's something you love, like who am I to tell you what is your price? Yeah. Everybody has a price of which, you know, once I get to this, like I have a huge love for sunglasses. I have a huge love for everything. I feel like I collect everything. I'm like a pack rat, but like.
That's a collector gene. I always say it's the collector
Okay, I'll
gene.
take that. Yeah. I have the collector gene and I collect sunglasses, and I knew like, okay, this is the most I'm gonna pay for these. Like I have a pair of Bottega sunglasses that I bought a couple years ago for my birthday, and those were like $400. And I was like, okay, I'm never spending this much on a pair of damn sunglasses again. Like that's it.
Yeah.
I've beaten that.
It's usually it's like that's what happens because with me it's with sneakers. It's like $250. I'd be like the most I'd pay is $250.
Please.
And then I was holding that down for a good bit until the Off-White 5s came out, and
How much
I got
did you pay
them
for
for retail. But that retail was $280.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, and then I just recently got the Tekken foams, and Tekken foams is I think
they were $280 something. Yeah.
So it's just like keep creeping up. I mean, some people as soon as they break that levy, they're like, all right, $1,500. I don't care.
Jesus. I can't even say much because I think I paid like $1,000 for my Off-White 4s, but I had a couple trades, so I got like them. I trade a lot.
Reds? You got the unreleased
No.
joint? Oh, you got the sale.
Yeah, the sale ones. Okay. Yeah. I love those. They're so freaking good.
I like when they get dirty too.
Yeah, and mine are definitely used and abused. I love them. They're so good, and they just kind of like, they're simple, but they're effective. And that's like the story of like my wardrobe. Simple yet effective. So I paid a lot. I paid for those. But I trade a lot.
Yeah.
So people be like, oh, you get everything. No, I actually trade for a lot of things. And I try to keep like rotation. You
wheeling and dealing? Like you sweet talking them to get these good trades? Or are you like, you know?
I'm joking. No. I've been blessed enough to have a really great network.
Yeah.
And what I love about Atlanta is like the sneaker community in Atlanta is huge. And there's so many people that are willing to work with you, like if you create relationships with people. So I have a wonderful network in Atlanta. I have a wonderful network just in a lot of different cities and places that I've been. So if there's something that I want, I can kind of figure it out. There's some things that I still want that I don't have that I'm not gonna pay the price for it most likely. But listen, if I get rich one time, I already talked to God about this. He knows. If I get rich one time, I'm dropping 5 racks on my grail. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to talk me out of like.
They're not gonna. Don't talk me out of shit.
Somebody's gonna have to talk me out of it because I will spend $15,000 on a pair of floms, size 13.
And you're a 13 too, so you're automatically gonna pay. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm definitely paying 5 racks for my Swarovski dunks. I'm doing that.
Okay.
That's happening.
Okay.
I don't need the green ones.
You want
I want the platinum.
The platinum joints.
Listen, can't you see them in my closet? You can see them. I'd have more.
I want to see it. I want to see them in like when you do like the vinyl covers and then the inside. You know, like you just in there with the.
But see, that's probably why he hasn't made me rich yet. Because he know. I'm like, Lord, I promise, you make me rich one time, I'm gonna buy those. I'm gonna buy a couple bags. I'm gonna mess up a little bit, but I'm gonna be good. Just give me like a month to just kind of like wall out, and then after that, I'm chilling.
Then you good. That's it. Everything.
I'm lying. He know I'm lying too. That's why I haven't done it yet.
Bottle service every night.
I don't drink.
Oh, well, expensive water. Expensive water every night.
Boss me, please. Boss.
Not even.
Only boss.
Yeah.
Son.
You in the only club in Atlanta where the bottle service is water, and they're like they coming through with the sparkles and everything, and they're just like, yo,
I would do
Icelandic, straight off the plane. $500 bottle of Fiji.
I already got it. Come here. Thank you so much.
Oh my god. That would be bad funny. But you did talk about, I just see it as a sketch and like I want to do it now. But
yeah, I'm here for it.
When you talk about, the sneaker scene in Atlanta, shout out KO and all the ATATF.
Yes, ATATF.
Yeah. What was it like being at that recent Sneaker of the Year?
It was great.
Panel?
That's great.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I love about ATATF, and shouts out to KO, that's the homie for real, is that he does a lot of events to bring us all together.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody comes out, and I mean, everybody is fly. Like, everybody has on something cool, and I love the camaraderie that we all have together. And it's just been a great community. And, you know, I'm coming in from New York. I'm coming in, like, you know, kind of like green to a lot of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just know what I know, and I like what I like. You know what I mean? And when I first started, like, really jumping into the space and being, sorry. And and being around, like, they really opened me. They opened to me. What is the word? How does it say? Damn, I need to go to sleep. I need a nap. They really opened up. They opened
their
they
doors.
opened the blinds and let me in, and it was cool. Yeah. God. I've been up, like, I'm tired.
Look, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I dragged you in here.
It's all good. Y'all can make fun of me later.
No, this is gonna be great when this drops.
What is wrong with her? Like, a lot.
It's really dope. I love that he put that together. You know,
Yeah.
last year was all this talk about how, you know, sneaker of the year list, why this happened, this and that. You know, there is one thing I've always said about lists is that you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
And it's subjective.
Yeah, it's
right?
subjective.
Everybody has their favorite shoe, a shoe that resonated well with them. And that's that. And the issue that I have with a lot of the things that I do see on sneaker Twitter is, like, an opinion is an opinion. It is not a fact.
Right.
And yes, while two things can be true at the same time, an opinion is not a fact. So why are we coming down so hard on people for their opinions?
Right.
As long as they're not being combative and coming at people and doing crazy shit, like, let people rock.
Right, yeah.
Like, okay, you like the AE1. All right, that's your grail. That's your favorite shoe. Okay.
Oh, yeah. On to the next. Like,
thank you for your opinion. Please move aside and let the person over here with this shoe talk about their shoe and go on.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, and it just drives me crazy. Like, Secret Twitter, like, I hop in and I hop out, like, with a lot of different things. I hop in, I take a listen, and I'm like, oh, y'all niggas wild. All right, cool. And then I pop out, and then that's it. Like, it's just because it's too much, and it can be a lot. And when it gets to a point where people are actively tearing down one another and saying and talking about people's family members and making it into things outside of sneakers, like, that's just too much. Like, it's too much. And especially when it comes to, like, people that I know and I respect and I have love for, I hate to see that. And it's like, I want to hop in, but I'm like, no, T, some beef is not for you.
No, yeah. Because
what people don't understand is once you get me started, it's a wrap. And I don't allow myself to get to that point of pissed offity. That's not a word, but I made that a word.
It's now a word.
It's a word now.
Part of the zeitgeist.
Pissed offity. I get to a certain level of pissed offity, and then I go, you know, from 0 to 100, and I know that about myself. So because I know that about myself, and I'm at an age now where some shit is just not worth me getting to that level of pissed offity. So I let it go. And I try to encourage others to do the same, but that's just not, you know, some people need to get those feelings out, and I respect it. And so I just mind my business.
No, yeah. The way that I feel like when you do something like this where, and I've said this to several people, like, when you talk about somebody's passion, they always feel like you're talking to them personally.
Yeah.
And it's like at one point, it's not personal. Like I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you generally. We both grew up differently. We both have different tastes. We both react differently to everything.
People, for sure.
But it's like, if we're trying to be a community, it needs to be a community. Like, we need to be able to have conversations.
We're gonna have arguments, right? Like, just like with any family, like, we're gonna have arguments. We're gonna have things that we're not gonna agree on, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, as long as we can respect the fact that you have this opinion, I have mine, and we might not meet in the middle. Yeah. It's like, all right, cool. You might, you know, okay, cool, whatever. And keep it moving into the greater good, then that's fine. But what happens is we don't do that. Well, not we, but some people don't do that.
I'm a big you got it guy. I'll be like, you got it.
Yeah, because it's just, like, all right.
Like, you just want to keep going back and forth. You got it. Like, I jumped
into a Twitter rant with somebody once after that whole debacle with the I'm the leader of the
Oh yeah.
After that whole shenanigan, I got into it with some guy about it. And then I realized, like, in the midst of it, I was like, he's never going to see my point of view. And do I really want to sit here and have this conversation with this person who clearly is not interested? They just want to get their point across.
Right, yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to let this drop off. Like, you know what?
You know what's the, like, once I realized, because I be doing this to myself sometimes, you don't know how people are reading your stuff. Like, you can be writing it one way, and then they read it like, yeah, like, you could be like, I hope you have a nice day, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, oh, you hope I have a nice day, huh?
I hope you have a nice day. Yeah, B-I-T. Okay.
Yeah, they're adding all this extra. Like, you don't know how long their day was, and they went through this and this and that.
Yeah.
So by the time they finally come back to whatever you wrote, and that could be a text message and stuff like that.
That's why I really don't like texting.
Yeah.
I do not like texting like that.
I'm a big texter.
Are you? Don't text me.
I'll send you voice notes.
I'm a big voice note person, but I'm also like an emoji person to kind of like make sure that my actual point is getting across, because sometimes like I can be very blunt and I'm like, I need to clean that up. But in a text message, you can't really do that. And no one knows your real intention, like you said.
Right, yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of it, just because, like, call my phone, bro. Like,
no, yeah, I get that.
It takes me longer sometimes to send a damn text than it is for you to just call me and I can say, okay, turn right. Like, me texting that to you takes me longer with these freaking nails. Like, get out of here.
You're out there like,
I'm like, shit.
More voice 2025, more voice notes, everybody.
Voice note me. But then sometimes some people send them joints and it's like 17 of them.
Oh yeah, they do.
And I'm like, this is an email that could have been a phone call. Like, you could have just called me.
You just had a phone call in a text message.
But yo, I'll get to like voice note number 4 and I'll be like, nigga, I'm just gonna call you.
Yeah.
I just call them. Like, what up? Like,
if it's like, if somebody texts me and they go, hey, I need your opinion on something or whatever, and I'm like, I'm just gonna call you. Like, I'm just, yeah.
It's easier sometimes to just, you can say it, get it done.
Yeah.
Move on.
But speaking of opinion, the Bima had you on his.
Yes, that was so fun.
Collab of the year
Yes.
list. Shout out Bima.
I love Bima. He's such a great person.
Yeah.
Super duper proud of him. I love the fact that he brought a bunch of different people from different walks of life within the sneaker world together. And it was so cohesive, and I really liked how it turned out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Listen, another list that got real not well received.
I honestly didn't pay attention to a lot of that.
It's interesting. So I hit him up because I was just like,
you wanted to be on it. You was mad.
I said, why didn't you have me? Nah, no lie. I was like, I guess I'll be on next year. But because he had a on there, and I was just like, I'm curious, like, how does a signature shoe for an athlete become a collab, right? And he explained it to me, and he explained it to everybody also. But it's interesting because, like, he's coming at it from a specific avenue, and everybody, this is what I'm saying, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because at the thing, it was like everybody started adding everybody who was on the video and being like, why is this at number 6? Why is this at number
Nobody
7?
added me.
No, well, I don't think you looked at I feel like you got added it.
I did?
Maybe because it's J-Tips that they were like, you were representing.
He gave me a good one.
Yeah.
He gave me a good one.
Yeah.
Like, he gave me, like, he was like, what are your top collabs? And I told him which ones I picked. And he was like, I'm going to give you J-Tips. I'm like, because I can talk about that shoe because I absolutely love that collab. I absolutely love a lot of what J-Tips has done. And I
that new one?
8.5, please.
13. Well, I mean,
since we're here.
No,
it's fire. And I love, like I said in the video, like, I love the fact that he uses color in such a fun and different way than what you would think from a guy. Yeah. Right? I absolutely love it. I wear his shoes all the time. Like, and he's such a good person. Like, he's such a nice guy. Like, you can't be mad at J-Tips. Like, why you mean? Don't be mean to him. No. Like, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like,
he's the best. I mean, every time we hung out and talk or whatever, like,
good people.
Just like, it's always good vibes. He's a great time.
Always.
And this new shoe, the Jazz 9,
need it.
Send it.
Yeah.
Send it.
Need it.
Invoice me.
Yeah.
Invoice us.
Yeah, we need it.
We need it.
We need it.
But it's like, so, what was that like working with Bima and like being in something that, bubbled up into something that everybody was talking about at one point? Because when I came out of it being like, after the video, I was like, I need to be on this next year. Like, but it was like, okay, so how do I become somebody that when
things happen, you get the
no, not that. Just like the consideration of like, oh, I want to hear his sneaker opinion.
you just continue to do what it is that you do.
Right, yeah.
And that's the only answer. Because I remember, like, and I know you're not asking me my opinion on this, but I'm just gonna give it to you.
No, give it.
Because we're here.
Yeah.
I remember when I was doing when I used to try to be on YouTube. I need to go back to YouTube. People keep telling me to go back to YouTube, and maybe I will.
That's where you can find this podcast, youtube.com.
youtube.com/
@myfirstkicks.
Bam. I'll be there as well. When I used to do my little videos on sneakers that were dropping and things like that, and I was like, damn, like nobody cares about my opinion. Like I'm only getting like 100 views. Like what am I just kept doing it and kept doing it. And I just kept building it. And the saying, when you build it, they'll come. It's the truth. Like if you the key is being consistent and not stopping.
Right.
And that is the key, but it is also the hardest part as well too, especially when you're not seeing any results. And then when you do get results and things do change and you do come from here to here, you still have to continue and you still have to stay consistent because how do you get from here to here?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like no one person can take you here. You have to do that yourself. And then if people like come into your life and they want to help advance you, nobody's going to go hard for your career like you are going to go hard for your career.
Right.
Period blank, because people are fickle. Period. And the quicker you realize that and the quicker that you realize that you are the only person that's going to save you, the better off you will be. Like, yes, you will have people that will come into your life as advocates and they will advocate for you. And you have people that will come into your life and they will be your supporters and love you and all that other fun stuff. That's great. You will have those people. But at the end of the day, you have to be your number one fan. And you have to push yourself when you don't feel like getting up in the morning and doing the podcast. You have to push yourself when you're just like not seeing anything. People aren't calling you. Nobody gives a shit about your opinion. Like you have to be that person because nobody else can do it for you. And once you realize that, you will start to see things happen in your life. And that is the power of God moving through you once you start doing that. That is 1000% my opinion.
And I love it. Look, this is the same. I told myself this 2 years ago, I think, and like where I was like, I'm gonna do this. Because I was doing it kind of like being like nothing's happening. And
it's like it's disheartening sometimes. Yeah.
But that I think within perseverance and trying to figure out where you're trying to get to, and like having a path that you're trying to follow. Like I'm not saying, figure it out, write it all out, and now you're gonna figure it out. Like, it doesn't work like that. That's not how life works. So,
or if you think you're gonna, because I did not think I was gonna be sitting here talking to you about sneakers. I never thought that. I just wore sneakers because I like to wear them, and it was just fun for me. And I just like what I like. I thought I was gonna be a world famous singer. I was gonna be on the Grammys. Whitney was gonna bring me out. Like, this is my protege, and I'll be like, hey guys, hi, how are you? Yes. And none of that happened at all. Not any of it, actually. But it's just funny. You think your life is going to go one way and it goes in a totally different direction. And it ends up being a lot better than what you had. Like your dreams for yourself are not as nearly as great as the plans that, the big guy has for you. So
shout out to the big guy.
Shouts out, man, for sure.
We're towards the end of the podcast, but let everybody know where to find you. See?
You can find me pretty much everywhere. Tiana, Tiona _Deniece. It's so funny. I was in the studio yesterday and my engineer always spells my name Denice. And I was like, who that? Who's this?
DJ
They're like,
D-Nice?
it's you. I'm like, that's not me. You've been spelling it wrong for years. And like, he didn't know. He had no clue. He's like, damn, I've been spelling it wrong for this many years. I'm like, yeah, bruh. It's way more ghetto than that. It's Deniece. It's not as simple as one main thing. absolutely the worst.
When's the hat dropping?
I don't have an exact date yet, but my
Month?
best guess, it will be February.
Okay.
And I'm assuming somewhere like mid to end of February.
Okay. Can't wait for the visuals for that. That's gonna be. I'm gonna hit that retweet button. And be like, yes.
Please do. And there will be updates on my page, so you can follow me if interested. On
You are
everything.
interested. You are interested. Find it. Find her.
Come on over here. It's fun.
To
at just Tiana Tiona_DEN.
The text message community, is there like a?
There is a number, but I don't know it by heart.
Oh, okay.
But if you're on Instagram, I believe it's in my the link in my bio.
Okay, cool.
But I'll be posting that stuff too because I'm gonna be doing a giveaway soon, and it won't be a hat, just so y'all know.
Poster. You get a signed poster.
It's not that either.
We're bringing back posters.
We might do that though. We're like straight up. I might do that.
Let's go. Mask and Glove 2.
Mask and Glove 2. I would so do Mask and Glove 2.
Flea, I know you listening because I know you listen to everything.
Not play around. I think he would be with it because the first one, it did better than what we expected. Like when people ask me like how did it come about, like it really quick. I know we're almost at time.
No, we're good.
Sorry, Colin. It's Colin, right?
It's Connor.
Connor, God, I'm so sorry. He's like, I hate this girl. Yeah. I'm so sorry. So I had asked Flea to do a feature for me because I was working on something, an album of sorts. And he did the feature, he sent it back, and I was like, dang, this is fire. I was like, how would you want to do like a collab album? Kind of like a singer, rapper, Method Man and Mary kind of You're All I Need type vibe. And he was like, let's do it. And so he took a chance, and I
feel like his response was definitely not like that. Like mad regular, let's do it. He was mad animated.
Yeah. Like, yeah, sis, let's do it, sis. Yeah. I really love that guy. His voice is so funny. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's funny.
I know.
Wes is hilarious.
Wes is hilarious.
Wes is hilarious.
Wes,
in real life.
You know, it's real funny. So I ended up rolling with him around Complex Con.
Really?
Yeah. Why
you gotta bring that up though? That you was at Complex Con.
You pulling up, right? You pulling up this year?
I'm definitely going this year.
This year, we rolling deep this year.
I had so much FOMO last year.
Yeah.
I'm going, and I'm gonna be on the stage with them.
If they're performing, for sure. Because we were just walking around.
No, I'm talking about the Complex.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna be up there with them like, what's up, Trinidad? Excuse me.
I'm trying to get on stage too.
I'm joking.
We getting on stage.
Listen.
We rushing the stage.
I'm not rushing the stage. Because if somebody step on my shoes, I'm gonna be mad. Then we gotta fight. Then I go to jail. And it's not fun anymore.
But I ended up rolling with Wes for a little bit. So I'm thinking like, he's like, it's just like, I ended up getting folded into his entourage because of Dizza. Shout out Smoke.
I love Smoke.
Yeah.
He's such good people, yeah.
He brought him, so I dapped up Wes or whatever, and we're rolling on Saturday. And then Sunday, I was like, I found him, and we were just walking. Everybody just thought I was part with him. And I was just trying to get him to like do a video with me real quick. But it's just, people just surrounding him and stuff. I just kind of gave up. But it was mad funny. So I'm thinking like, it's nothing, whatever. But I reintroduced myself to him again. So I reached in, and it's like, man, I know you, man. You look mad familiar. And I was just like, all right, cool. I'm making a little bit of an impact, right? I go to AEW, and he's like, he passes by. But I'm telling Smoke, I'm like, I'm trying to say what up to Smoke, but I'm not sitting where they're sitting. I'm sitting behind. And I'm trying to say what up to Smoke. So I text him. And then I see Wes come by. I'm like, yo, Wes. He's like, yo, Haas, what's good? I was like, yo, Haas. I was like, no way he know my name.
He's like that.
I drank. I could have been imagining it.
Maybe he said, yo, what's up?
I asked, my boy was
But he's like that though. Yeah. Like he's one of the nicest people. But you cannot come at him crazy on Twitter. No. He will cut you on Twitter. It's so funny. It's so funny, man. It's the most funniest thing ever. But he's hilarious. Like he's probably one of the funniest people I've known. He's hilarious. Flea's hilarious. Like it's just so many funny.
Mask and Glove 2 part, it's coming soon.
You never know. You never know.
I'm praying.
But Love Is the First Drug will probably be out sooner.
Let's go. Yeah. We need that.
Then Mask and Glove 2 for sure.
Listen, my Tiona Deniece,
we're ready.
The vein is ready.
I know. Me too. I really want.
And I'm trying to see you live. So hopefully you do a show out here.
Are you going to All Star?
No. Oh. I don't get the invite. I'm not on the invite list yet.
Well,
Next
never
year.
mind. No, because I'm gonna be most likely singing
Yeah.
during that time too.
Let's go.
But I want to do something here in New York, so you
Mhm.
never know. Like I'm working on some things. The Songs from the Sneaker Room is gonna be. I'm gonna be doing more of them more often.
Mhm.
So, and you never know where that's gonna go. So, hopefully, I'll do something out here for sure.
Can't wait. Send me a voice note when it's ready. We're ready. You know where to find me. I am Who Is Haas on all social medias. Follow the podcast at My First Kicks Pod. If you haven't yet, go cop the My First Kicks t-shirt. I have not been pushing it, which is my bad, D.
You're not even wearing it.
Yeah, because we don't have that one yet. The one that's on the website is a pre-order.
Oh, got it.
It should be rolling in. We're trying to get the stock in. Currently, so it won't be a pre-order. It would actually be a buy it.
Yeah.
But please hit up the website myfirstkicks.com for that. If you haven't followed the podcast, My First Kicks Pod on everything. And if you are listening to this, you done missed out on 2 sneakers that we are showing here, right? You missed out on the fit that is costs more than anything that I'm wearing on right now.
Don't do that. That Griselda tee is worth at least $500,000. Like, don't do that.
Boom, boom, boom. But
this Buffalo Kids is vintage.
Yeah, exactly. And you're from Buffalo, so it's like it added an extra extra $500 on top of that.
Factual.
All right, because a lot of Buffalo Kids a lot of people now wearing a lot of people wearing Buffalo Kids shirts are not from Buffalo.
Right, and I'm like, I didn't see you at the last Bills game. Shout out to the Bills. We're going to the show, baby. That's it.
Well, we'll see. And if you have a My First Kick story, hit me up. info@myfirstkicks.com. The hat should be coming soon. If you want to hear more of my topical stuff, where like we talk about sneakers that are coming out every week, check out OTC Pod on everything. And you know what we say each week: wear your kicks. Peace.